I don't know why I always click that button, but hey, what is up, y'all? This is Marzi back here with day 63. I know I came on yesterday rather quickly, and that was just because I wanted to, of course, keep the streak going, but there was just so much that was going on. I believe right now, guys, we are almost at 1,900 subscribers, which is insane. I believe we're at 93. I believe. And so we need just a couple subs to hit 1900. And it's crazy because it shows 2 more days to go. And I thought we weren't going to hit it. But we might end up hitting it by the new year. We might not, right? Who knows? I have something crazily in my eye, which just sucks, honestly. But today, we are going to be hopping into learning some IT support, and I'm just super happy to be getting into this. You already know the deal. You already know me. I love learning. And just finally getting into some IT support. I just kind of need to see though where I'm going to be at. I believe I'm still currently taking some notes on necessarily the operating system as of right now, which we do have a good amount of notes about the operating system, and I've been quizzing myself on the stuff that I've been learning, and there's still a good amount, like some command lines that I still need to learn and stuff like that. So I can't wait to get into that as well. Because I was asking, I think I was taking a quiz off camera, and the first quiz I got 60%. I'm not too upset about it because all 4 of them were literally about the next section that I'm going to be learning, so I haven't learned it yet, so I was like, okay, I'm chilling. Then I took another quiz where I got a 70, so that made me feel even better, but then there was still 3 questions there that I still wouldn't have learned yet, so of course that was going to be the case there. So I'm not feeling too upset about it, but let's just get into a little bit of the nitty-gritty. So I believe, because I do want to close some of these tabs out. Oof, and I closed the wrong one out, but that's okay. That is okay. Oh yes, because I want to be able to show y'all this, and I'm probably going to show it again a little bit later when we get into things, but I think I showed this yesterday as well. But the point of showing this right now, which first of all, hold on, gotta take off this jacket, dying of heat. But this is a little bit of, I think this is the 1202 exam. Yes, so this is the new CompTIA A+. And I know I've been showing you guys like the kind of broader stance of what the CompTIA A+ requires, which I think would be here in this overview. But I found this on Exam Compass, where they actually made the CompTIA A+ 1202 exam objectives, and they even made it a little bit more in detail so you could kind of know what you are necessarily looking for, which I have told y'all I feel super confident here. Oh wait, I feel super confident here and up, or oh no, yeah, I think it was the installation. Here and up with the installation of the operating system, and then what the operating systems are, and some file systems, which I feel confident about as well. I don't feel completely confident with OS installations, but I think I could pass on the OS installations. We are still currently trying to learn a little bit about stuff like that, which I need to go and download a virtual machine for. And then on top of that, there's even some more with Microsoft Windows and stuff like that. And it gets even more into detail. And you can even find, I think there's about 10 pages or 20 pages, sorry. And then you can even find, a good amount of, and also too, as you can see, it jumps into security as well here. But you can also even find Core 1 quizzes or objectives as well in greater detail. So I thought that was super sick. But let's go and kind of keep this part open here. I'm going to highlight exactly what I'm getting into. I do need my phone. I'm going to need this phone to be working. So give me 1 second. I'm going to jump back here. And I got to turn on my camera. But I'm just super stoked because I really feel like and I after seeing, yesterday and seeing, or 2 days ago, seeing that opportunity of a position that I could have simply applied for, I just chose not to because it's in a different state. But that, it was offering what it was offering, it makes me feel like everything is simply just worthwhile. And I'm very, happy to be just getting into this. I have a video coming out later tonight at 8 p.m. It's not going to be a hands-on video until, I believe, January, maybe the second video of January. Or it could be the first video of January. No, I think it might be the second video of January. Y'all can end up seeing that. So let's go and jump back to this live screen, and I do have to turn on here Oh, I forgot about this. Start the virtual camera, and then everything looks smooth as ever. So thank y'all for tuning in, by the way. I'm going to plug in this earphone to hopefully connect to this phone. Give me 1 second so that we can just get a little bit into some CompTIA A+ studying without really wasting much time, because, you know, the more I learn, the closer I get to eventually becoming an IT support specialist. So let's go to Professor Messer. 1202, and definitely if you have any questions, let me know. Oh wait, you know what? That's actually something that I forgot. That was actually something that I forgot. I love to forget this part. Is that I need to put this in my Discord. I don't know what it is, but I always forget that I need to put this video into my Discord to hopefully share this, put it on my Discord, put it on my Instagram to get this video pushed out. And then let me see if it posted. Perfection. And then I'm going to do the same thing on my Instagram. So definitely follow me on my Instagram if y'all want to know when I am going live on random days, so y'all can catch me as well. Alright, here we go. And last but not least, put this camera up, continue for the app, and there we go. Oh, I forgot, I accidentally left it. Oh yeah, that's why, because I knew it, I would have forgot to turn that back on, that's why I left it there. So how's your health? Did you ever get over the cold? Yes, I did, which I'm super happy to be finally over that, because that was something else. I don't even know what was going on. I actually happened to have the flu, which I've never had the flu before. And so I actually kind of feel completely over it. Maybe I might have like a little bit of phlegm, a little bit, a tiny bit of a cough, but it's never nothing too crazy. So right now I'm taking a little bit of notes on Linux. I believe we're at this part where we're about to get into the disadvantages of Linux and the advantages of Linux. So we gotta go break this part down. And I'm gonna show you guys here on the CompTIA installations and stuff like that, or just anything here, to show why we need to be learning about Linux and what type of questions, because it can help me for the future. It can also help you guys if you are also studying for the IT support certification. So, I mean the CompTIA A+ certification. So we're not here yet. We're still kind of in the beginning stage. Where's it at? I guess right now we're taking a little bit of like workstation operations, because what I did was I kind of went back to the first video Professor Messer made, simply because I feel like he kind of knows what's going to be on the quiz. So I did my own studying on operating system, and I kind of want to see what his studying on the operating system would be. So I can't really show the video. Explain, give me a second. I can't really show the video of what Professor Messer is talking about, but I do have it kind of written here on what we're getting to, and I'll let y'all know. So you've been running Ubuntu, and it's been great. The only thing is playing games is a challenge, and I'm trying to find a game that requires not too much of a setup. Damn, that is tough. I actually don't even know what that is. So that's pretty sick. Oh, you know what's crazy? I'm actually, you know, so funny. I was writing down different things, and it says many different distributions, and then I'm assuming this is where you got Ubuntu from, because Ubuntu is actually something that's popping up here as, I guess, a different distribution of Linux. I believe is what Linux could use, maybe? I'm not sure. I have no idea what Ubuntu is. It's funny that you said that, and I looked at my notebook, and I had already written that. So I guess that has to do with Linux or something. Oh, wait, hold on. Oops. Okay, so I put something down about that, put thousands of individuals all over the world, and then where did we kind of go from there? So when you install Windows 11, you're installing an operating system that is exactly the same, but with Linux, oh, okay, so here we go. So I gotta take this note down, because I'm like, what are we talking about? So I guess there's a difference when it comes to installing the Windows operating system, because you are actually installing things that are the same as other Windows 11 if you're trying to install Windows 11, right? But it's saying with Linux that there's different distributions, and that's where I guess you got Ubuntu from. I had no idea until right now. That's what I'm saying. I'm still low-key like a beginner when it comes to well, not even IT support, because I think I could legitimately do the work of an IT specialist. especially help desk work. I think I could figure out how to like fix a couple of issues and solve them and document it and just treat people kindly, be able to talk to people, in the respectable way. But I feel like when it comes to this certification, I'm still somewhat of a beginner. I think I could really only get maybe 20% of the test done in core 2, not even core 1. Well, actually, I'll say 20% in both core 1 and core 2, but hey, we gotta hit that 100 or at least get close to it, damn it. So sometimes these distributions focused on performing certain tasks. So let's go here. Or specific task is what it says. That's crazy. I would have had no idea. Distributions are focused on performing. I hope that on New Year's I will be able to make it to my family's house, but I don't believe so. I do have to end up working, so I literally won't be able to celebrate New Year's. But thank God I'm coming in on the holiday as well. So I'm happy about that because I guess my holiday would be January 1st, technically. Because obviously New Year's Eve is the party time. So I'm like, okay, at least I'm coming in on the holiday, but I can't not request the day before, which is perfectly fine. It's never that deep to begin with. So distributions are designed for general use. Perfection. So generally you would install the Linux distribution that fits the best for your needs. So I like that. I guess we're getting into a little bit of that, but I think maybe a little bit later we'll get into deeper stuff, but on exactly what your needs would be. He said, I decided to bypass learning A plus for now since we already know how to use a computer. No big facts. Because that is something too, because I feel like when it does come with like A plus studying, I feel like in the end, I already know like how to fix computers and basically do like IT support work. I just think my biggest thing is that if I were to skip the A plus, I would want to get the network plus, and I believe I would need to know A plus stuff. And I actually don't know much about computers. Like if you were to ask me a question, I feel like I would get it wrong. But if you were to ask me to do something, then I could probably do it. I just wouldn't know what it's called. Like for instance, a lot of the stuff I was taking quizzes on, they'll be like, okay, so this is happening. Would you check the task manager, disk management, or this? And I'm like, oof, like I don't know. But if you were to like pull my laptop up in front of me, like I know what to put on. I'm just not thinking of like what the name is. It kind of reminds me of when you watch a movie and then someone, or let's say you read a book or you're a reader and then someone kind of points out the author to a book you said you were reading and you're like, oh, I never read that. And they're like, that's the author. It's like you're not really thinking of what the name is. You're just kind of more focused on what to do. So I got to get to Security Plus from my cybersecurity journey. A is what's up. No, yes, cybersecurity is definitely definitely a part of my journey because I feel like I would love to go do cyber, but for me, I don't really mind whether I'm a cloud engineer slash network engineer or if I were to be into cybersecurity. I would love cyber though. But I think I could settle. I could settle for networking engineering if cyber didn't work out. But that's definitely something that I am chasing. I do know a good company that has a good cyber team. So I feel like I probably would be set. I just need to really learn it. Low key. So the are designed for general use. So generally you would install Linux operations. So let me go and take this note here. But yes, I think one of my main things, like I feel like cyber for me is more like a dream for me. Like I would love to get into cyber. It's something I'm super interested in. But I do understand how stressful and low-key kind of how competitive it is. That a part of me is like, I would try my hardest to get into cyber, but if I didn't, I would need a really good type of, backup plan. And I think network engineering or cloud engineering or AI automation, right? Something there I think would also be a pretty good job, pretty good pay. And it's not that it's not as difficult, but I mean, well, it should be difficult. I just don't think it would be as difficult as cyber. So I'm also trying to like think of things like that. But I've been doing so much like deep research into IT support, man, and so many people underestimate like IT support as a job or like network or specializing in IT. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like people are tripping. Like you can specialize in IT and do some like that's so much more simpler than like software engineering or something and still get paid roughly that amount. It would take a minute to get there, but when you get there, you would get paid that. And I'm like, I don't know, people are tripping. Like I would want to go the little bit of the easier route and still get paid that same amount. I don't know. So fits best with your needs. And then I guess I got to go with one of the significant advantages. So we're getting into the advantages of Linux here. And then I guess eventually we're getting into the disadvantages. So let's go here. I don't know where the hell my pen went. So right now I'm using my blue pen and like I don't really mind it. But like no, at the same time. So we got cost, free. So one of them is that it's free, which I honestly did I know that? Oh yeah, actually I did know that. I don't know what made me think I didn't know that. So works on wide variety. Sorry, the way that they wrote that at first, or the way I read that, I guess, was kind of crazy. Hardware, and then I would say passionate. Oh yeah, because basically I remember somebody had commented on my video a couple days ago, which is why I was kind of just talking about what I was talking about now, where someone was trying to tell me that I had a lot more, or they're trying to say they feel like I'm trying to convince myself that IT support is like a job for me, but that I guess I have more skills for software engineering. And I was like, oh my goodness, like I can't believe like like I actually thought it was funny because I think a lot of people tend to think that about me, especially when they see that I have like a coding type of background. But I honestly think for me, like I'm just not passionate about coding and I'm definitely damn sure not passionate about software engineering. I feel like I love the concept of computers and being able to hold the computer and like do hardware type of fixes and or software type of fixes. So I was like, I can't believe he tried to say that I'm trying to convince myself. I'm like, that's not really the case. I think what I was doing was I was trying to see is there an actual career that you could have with a passion that I like, which is touching computers, building computers, fixing people's problems. I'm like, I see the IT support roles being, 40 to 60K a year, but I'm just like, okay, but is there something more deeper to that? If I were to specialize, how much more could I make? And then that's when you kind of see the 88Ks to the 100Ks to the 120Ks. And I'm like, oh shoot, like there is potential here, just people don't know about it. And I'm like, yo, I'm low-key shocked that some people really don't know about it. I'm like, I think a lot more people, if they really knew, I think they would do it. But people genuinely underestimate IT support for some reason, or they kind of think IT support is like bottom of the barrel of like tech. And I'm like, it's crazy because there's some IT support specialists that are gonna get paid more than some software engineer jobs. And then vice versa, of course. But it's like, and it's never even really about the pay. I think it just comes down to what you want to do. And I think a lot of people, of course, they choose to do things that like I feel like some people just be crapping on IT. I'm like, IT ain't bad. Like it's okay to say you want to do something else, but don't be trying to crap on IT. Like you specialize in something, bro, you're literally gonna sit there and be making bank as well. I know. I think this cloud engineer commented before, or someone who knew the cloud engineer, and they were saying like they were making bank doing what they were doing, and that they were living pretty damn good. I'm like, I know, because I did my damn research on it. But some people don't believe it. But I guess they won't believe it until they see it. So there's no purchase. I think there's no maintenance. That's something I gotta write down as well. So it works on a variety of hardware. So there's no type of maintenance side of things because it just works, I guess, on kind of everything. So then that's even a lot more better because then at that point, it's like you kind of don't really need to get a new computer because I feel like when it comes to Windows and stuff like that, it's like they expect you to, it kind of forces you to buy a new computer when they do that, when they do those upgrades, and then how certain upgrades don't work with certain hardwares and yada yada. I feel like maybe the most with the Linux is like maybe if it gets really old, you might need to upgrade or just get a new computer. That's crazy. And there's no monthly fees to pay. That's crazy. And then another one, it says Linux. Wait, let me see. It says Linux also works on almost any hardware you might find, and there's a very large user community that can help with supporting this software since we're relying. Okay, so that's good. So I'm going to take a note of that one with a triangle because that might be, I might want to download Linux. Shoot. Well, I'm going to get a virtual machine and kind of download it. You said I'm praying for the day you break through in IT. No, yes, man. I'm telling you. I cannot wait. Because I know one of these days, man, is definitely going to happen. What is up, Jaron? Or Jaron? Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. It might be Jaron. But no, yes, man. Like, I'm really hoping that it just ends up happening one of these days. And honestly, I feel like no matter what, in a way, it's going to happen because I think, there's just going to be so much more tech jobs coming out the more that the years go. And I feel like, as long as I stay consistent, keep my mind on the ball and just kind of keep pushing, working hard, grinding and studying, I think in the end, no matter what, I'm gonna get there. It's simply about when. And that's kind of how I think about it. It's just like, when will it happen? When will I get there? So that's probably like my biggest thing. But other than that, I think it's just honestly inevitable. Honestly. I do have a video coming out today though that is going to be talking about whether I believe AI is going to be taking over tech jobs. And I guess, it's just honestly it's my personal opinion. But I just think some people, like, I think all I will say about this before that video comes out is I think some people overestimate AI, sorry. And I think all it means is that there's going to be certain jobs that are just going to change what the role is. I don't think it means it's going to be completely gone. It's just your role is going to be different. If you're a coder and AI knows how to code, you're now a debugger. You know what I mean? Something like that. So I put Linux also works on almost any hardware you might find, and there is a very large user community that can help with supporting this software, so that's really cool. Since we're relying on knowledgeable individuals to help maintain this, I'm assuming this could be a part of the disadvantage here. So it's saying limited driver support and then limited support options. So that's kind of crappy. So basically, if you're having issues with it, there's not really much you could do except for going to that community of people, which could be tough because what if you're not getting answered by them? But that's still some good knowledge to know about this situation. So limited driver support. Thank y'all so much, by the way, for tuning in on me studying some IT support, and definitely make sure you guys tune into the video. You said there's better be room. Statistics say there's 1 million open jobs ready to be filled in IT. No, definitely. So if you ask me, there's always, let me see. You said there's always something to solve in tech. No, 100%. That's another thing too. Like the people that do try to say like specifically IT, like like I said, I don't really have much knowledge when it comes to software engineering and web design on whether, AI is going to step in there or not, which I still don't believe so, but I feel like since I don't really have much knowledge, I'm not going to say like for a fact. But I feel like when it comes to IT, it's like at the end of the day, there's always going to need to be fixes, and it's not like AI is going to fix AI. So in the end, there should always technically be, or not even technically, there should just always be a person there. Same thing with just like, even if something is AI, that AI, let's say it's like the Waymo cars in California, the self-driving cars, those are ran on a network. You know what I mean? So even though, yes, you don't need a person to physically be there and drive the car or to physically, and you might call it maintenance if the car broke, but it's like the IT person would be the one, if they're noticing the Waymo is not on the network, they would put it back on the network. And there's just so many different things that IT would be involved with there that some people don't think about. And I'm like, IT is going to be big. I think maybe the more physical jobs would be taken, like for instance, doing Uber. People might, if people really like, if we really continue to push out like self-driving cars like that, bruh, that would be insane. Because if we did do that, because then imagine at that point, like, and if people feel comfortable enough to get into these self-driving cars constantly, it's like Uber would be done for. I don't know, but I think it's gonna take some years. But that would be crazy work. You said, I really like the way you express yourself and post your work. You're improving a lot, so keep going. Hey, thank you so much. And sorry for showing y'all this screen. I can't really see chat all the way. If you ask me, there's always something to solve. Obviously, what is a null pointer exception? She says she's a big motivator for me. She does put in the work. Hey, thank you so much, man. I was gonna say, I'm not gonna hold you. A lot of the questions that you did ask, I think your name is Draco. A lot of the questions that you did ask, I'm not gonna hold you. I do not know the answer. I do not know the answer. I actually have not learned that yet. And I think, you know what's even crazier? I think that's something that's coming up. But as of right now, I kind of took a step back to focus more on the operating system or the definition of like the operating system, just because I want to make sure, because I think Professor Messer writes it in a certain way for the CompTIA A plus quiz. And when I studied the operating system at first, I actually studied it, I want to say, by myself. So I didn't really know what I was supposed to be learning. So I'm kind of re-going through this operating system video that he created. So I haven't really been learning new stuff yet. I've kind of just been trying to perfect what I've already learned, which is part of my learning style. So I don't really know what that would be. I haven't learned too much. I'm still quite the beginner for like understanding I guess the education side of things. I just think if you put me in front of a computer and told me to do something, like fix something, I honestly think I could do it like in a heartbeat. But if you're talking about like a actual question, then I don't know. That's where it goes crazy. So she's learning A plus. That's more like security plus and program. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, because I'm like, I don't know what that is. So that's not even anything to do with A plus. I mean, security does end up popping up in A plus though, but I don't know if that's something else. But programming, yeah, I was gonna say I had no idea. So that doesn't even have to do with what I'm about to learn. So never mind. I guess I'm tripping. I guess I'm tripping. I thought it was coming up because when you said security, I was thinking security too. But maybe it's not the same when it comes to security plus then. Because I know that the A plus has some security stuff on there. What exactly am I writing? So since we're relying on knowledgeable individuals, so I gotta make sure I take this note here. I guess this is going to be one of the downsides, is the fact that there's not really like support to help when it does come to the Linux system or operating system, which I cannot wait to download that virtual machine, man, and be able to go in and I guess kind of, install operating systems constantly on this virtual machine and pretty much just understand it a little bit more. I think also too, when you actually do stuff like that, it really teaches a lot more than just kind of reading or taking notes about it. So I'm so happy to finally be getting hands-on in January. So these next two videos, I believe, should be talking videos that are coming out. And like I said, the only reason why that was like that was because I was sick and I ended up missing a lot more videos because I got sick. But now that we're back on the grind, yeah, a lot of it's going to be talking videos, or the next two, my fault. And then after that, it should be hands-on, and I think that's going to be pretty lit. I just kind of need to get back into the rhythm, man, because I got sick, and that screwed me. That literally screwed me. I was supposed to have a video come out yesterday, but I didn't have enough time. So help maintain this operating system. It says you may find that newer laptops, so I got to make sure I take that down as well. The newer laptops hardware may not be supported or something, or it's 100% compatible. Okay, I was gonna say, what the hell? Oh no, never mind. It says may not be 100% compatible. So newer laptops or newer hardware. Let me see, because I'm kind of writing this weird. So newer laptops or newer hardware may not be 100% compatible. Maybe with a specific Linux distribution, maybe? Because I'm sure, would there not be a Linux distribution for one of the newer ones? I feel like that wouldn't make sense. I'll say with the Linux, oops, spelled that wrong, distribution that you're using, and it may be a challenge. I wonder how you would get through that then. But maybe eventually we'll talk about that a little bit later, because I know we're coming up on the Windows side of things after this video. So then I think that's going to be pretty cool. So that you're using, it says, and it may be a challenge, and may be. Sorry, by the way, I know y'all can't really see like what I'm kind of currently taking notes on the screen, simply because I can't really show Professor Messer's video if you are new here. So I'm kind of listening to it in my ear with this earphone. First of all, I cannot spell for nothing. when I'm trying to like spell and talk because it's like as I'm talking, I start to spell what I'm talking about. So it may be a challenge to find the right driver. Damn, that's tough. So it's gonna be a challenge to find the right driver and possibly even the hardware to be able to use, I guess, that Linux distribution. So that's pretty. That would have to be annoying. Or you need to find the right driver, sorry, to be able to use this new hardware. My fault. I said that so backwards. It says, although there are many places online to get support for your Linux software, there's no one Linux company you could go to. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I don't think it has an actual like support website type of thing. I think you would have to talk to a bunch of skilled people. So have you considered community college? My school has A plus. I have considered it. It just wouldn't fit with my schedule because my community college also has A plus, network plus, security plus, and then even if you do all four of them and you pass it all, I think they even let it be for free. But for me, it doesn't really fit with my schedule of my current job at all. Like no matter even like what schedule I get at my job, it just wouldn't fit. And I also believe too that what was I about to say? Yeah, it doesn't really fit, but I do plan on going to WGU's college for IT support one of these days. But I think I'm gonna do it after I get all the certifications and then probably go for the degree in 2027 and hopefully try to get it as fast as I can. Because with WGU, you're able to get it faster than 4 years if you know your stuff. So that's gonna be really my goal there. It says, although there's many people, so let's go take this note. There's many people who kind of have, or people who can give support. There is not a Linux company or one Linux company. Let me put one because there probably is Linux companies, but it's just not one Linux company that you could go to for any type of technical support. That's crazy. Of technical support, but it's because it's probably so damn broad that it would be hard and you have to pay so much damn people to do it. But it's like at that point, I understand why they would make it to where, there's not really one Linux company that could explain all this. Says you would need to use this distribution that you're wait, what? Oh, you would need to use the community of individuals. So let me write that part down. Imagine no one saw your answer. You would need to use this community of individuals who kind of have high knowledge, which I think I kind of already wrote that down, low-key. But it's whatever. Let's just keep it pushing. To help support. So make sure you get those scholarships to get free money. LOL. No, yes, because man, I actually didn't know that WGU was gonna allow for I think FAFSA or even some scholarships or whatever. I think FAFSA might be done for though. I don't know. I think he's trying to. You see, he missed out on scholarships for this year and next year, so I gotta wait till I go to university. I missed out on thousands. Damn. That's crappy. No, yeah, when I first applied for college my first time around, I actually didn't look for scholarships at all, which was super stupid of me. I can't believe I didn't do that. But now for WGU, now I know. But honestly, with WGU, if I were to finish it, like let's say for instance, I were to pre-game study it for like a good year, like I plan to do for 2026, and I could get myself to like know a lot of what's on that degree and coursework, I honestly believe I could get my degree in like a year. And maybe I'll probably say like a year and 6 months. I think that would be good. And I believe if I did the math of that, if I'm only thinking about bachelors, I believe that would probably be almost 8,000 plus 4, almost, maybe a little bit less. That would be like 9, 10, 11, 12. So maybe like 12,000. Could be a little bit more, who knows, because I feel like if I'm gonna plan on buying stuff to help me on the outside of it, well, I would say just alone with the student loans, it could be 12,000 if I did it that way, because I think, with WGU, it pays every 6 months or something like that. So maybe like 12,000 plus 4, almost, maybe a little bit more, who knows, because I feel like if I'm gonna plan on buying stuff to help me on the outside of it, well, I would say just alone with the student loans, it could be 12,000 if I did it that way, because I think, with WGU, it pays every 6 months or something like that. So I'm like, 12,000 wouldn't be bad. Like if I could get the degree in a year and 6 months off of WDGU, I'm like, I think I could handle that. But of course, if I could find scholarships, get that free money, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, I would be happy about that. But that's why I want to go through WGU because it's still, it's seen by many companies and it is accredited. Um, and then you can obviously get it faster if you really put in the work and put in the time to learn everything low key. So I'm like, I think I would do great, man. That's literally all I want to do. I think I could get it that quickly if I really put in the work, which I know I would. So we got to help support the Linux, but also too with the WGU degree. I'm planning on getting the certifications first, simply because, like I said, I want to pre-study before going for the WGU, since I can get it more quicker if I just did that. But it does prep you for like AWS Cloud. It preps you for the A plus, Network plus, Security plus, and stuff like that. So I'm like, if I sit there and I kind of get all of those, to some extent, most of the classes that are there, I should kind of already know, and I could even potentially pass certain classes immediately, which I think would be super cool. So I'm like, I don't know, man. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I think WGU is super underrated. Literally, anybody who's trying to get into IT, man, if you are, or even if you're already in IT and you feel like you could pass like everything there because like you already know all that information, but you could look at the coursework and see the classes they're gonna make you take. I think most of the ways to pass the classes is you would need a proctored exam. I mean, you have to do a proctored exam, or you would have to do like a project, which obviously isn't going to be watched by people, because that would be strange. But you would have to do both of those, and then I think you could pass the class. But it's not both for each one; it's either one or the other, and then you can pass the class. So it's like it's kind of simple when you really think about it, but I've heard that there's still people who tend to do 4 years of it, but most people, I think about 60 to 70, they tend to probably do 3 years. So it's possible to get it done, like to get a 4 year degree in 3 years, maybe even two. I wouldn't mind giving myself 2 years, but I don't want to do a whole 4 years. So that's why I'm happy with WGU. I'm like, that's the one I need to go for because, man, I want that degree like a little bit quicker. I don't got 4 years in me. I only got two. I got a year and a half, I guess, but I'll do two if I have to. You said you can get scholarships simply because you have a good GPA. No, yeah, that's true. That's true. I completely forgot about that as well. But I don't think my GPA was honestly that good in high school. It had to have been like a 3 point something, like, because I know when I was in high school, I definitely started slacking. And it wasn't like I wasn't understanding stuff, I just was slacking because I feel like I just wanted to be with friends. I didn't care about education at that time, which I highly regret now. But I really wanted to be with friends a lot, so my GPA wasn't really that good. Unless you mean GPA from like college, but I also didn't really do college yet. So I feel like I would have to wait. So it says to help support the Linux distribution that you're using. So here's a screenshot of the Linux desktop, which I like what I'm looking at. That's actually really nice. I've never seen this before. Okay. So what I'm probably going to do is take a note here saying Linux desktop screenshot, just so that I can kind of understand where I was at in the future, looking back at these notes, which I plan to make into flashcards at some point. This is pretty cool. But yeah, I was gonna say there is a lot of similarities. So there's number, because I like how he put that. He said there's a number of similarities to the Windows icon, which I 100% agree. I think this is probably where I'm going to end it off. I am going to study more off camera, hopefully probably finish this operating system stuff a lot more sooner, which I can't wait. So if you really think about it, a 3.0 is actually easy. You really don't have to try, just to make sure you pass the test and be on time for homework. Oh yeah, no, definitely. I 100% agree. So yeah, I'm assuming you're probably talking about like a college level, what are they called? College level GPA, which I'm not sure. Honestly, now that you just mentioned that, I'm not sure if does WGU go by GPA? I feel like they just kind of go by if you pass the class. So WGU, hold on, let me see. Does WGU's have GPA? That's funny. So people have asked this. Oh yeah, see, I was gonna say it says no. WGU does not calculate or issue a traditional GPA for its degrees because it's a Whoa, why can I say that? Competent. What? Oh, I know it's competent, but it's saying competency, and I'm like, why am I pronouncing that weird? Competency. Whatever. Based, as in it's a pass slash fail grading system. Though a pass is generally considered equivalent to a 3.0 GPA for external purposes like grad school, with failure after multiple attempts noted as not passed on transcripts. So it says that it doesn't really go by A, B, or C, it just goes by passed or not passed. So that's where it's kind of like, I'm not sure how I would do that. Am I supposed to guess? No, I'm just kidding. Yes, I wouldn't know how you would do that with WGU. Saying students either pass or not pass. WGU transcripts state they don't calculate GPAs, but note that a pass. So it just says that a pass can signify an equivalence to a B or a 3.0. So I guess that would probably be the wave. I would just tell everyone I have a 3.0 then. I don't know. If I'm just passing stuff. And it's just saying that a failing is like having a zero GPA, like a 0.0. So while WGU doesn't use GPA, students often use strategies to show competency for graduate programs or jobs, as a pass is generally accepted as a 3.0. Okay, so I guess that's how it would be, which is kind of corny though, because what if I like pass with an A? I mean, what if I pass like with 100%? I'm just gonna have to still sit there and be like, it's a 3.0. But I guess that's just would have to be the wave. That would have to be the wave. Let me see what message you sent. You said, I'll say this one, missing a week's worth of school is detrimental in college. No, definitely, man. I remember back when I was in college for one semester, I think I got sick, actually, and I missed 1 week, and I actually had it to where I pretty much, I believe I, like, asked for certain teachers to do it on like Zoom, and then I think I asked other teachers if they can just kind of give me a brief explanation, which they did. And it, like, bro, I did not bounce back. I was like, what are we talking about? I literally like suffered. So let me see. I wonder, does WGU, let me see, accept scholarships? Because I gotta kind of see, because I know they accept FAFSA, but I don't know what's going on with FAFSA. So it says yes, absolutely, it accepts for IT, health, military. Okay, so I guess that would kind of have to be the wave. I would just be like, I got a 3.0 then. IT, apply for admission, get provisionally accepted in WGU program first, used at my WGU. I can't wait to finally get into that program. I cannot wait. By the way, if y'all have any more questions, definitely go in, ask away. I'm going to be yapping it up right now. I do kind of want to see as well. Let's look up some IT support jobs. You already know the deal. I can't believe I can't go on LinkedIn no more. Actually, what I'm probably going to do is try to log in, because I really want to use LinkedIn. And I don't have an account, so I'm just going to make a fake one. I don't remember what my login was. For some reason, they want my number. Give me 1 second. For some reason, they want my number here. I guess I'm going to receive a code. Ooh, it's on this phone. Actually, I got to turn this phone off anyway, now that I'm thinking about it. So let me go and do this, because I'd rather look at some LinkedIn opportunities, because I feel like LinkedIn shows so much more jobs, and it's more fun to kind of look at there, to be honest. This is my last name violates terms of service. I didn't even put that. Alright, here we go. Are we on LinkedIn with my fake account? Give me 1 second. You said, has that computer game that you had on last stream helped you learn 8+? I showed a computer game last stream. Oh, it might have been when I was doing like that loop. I feel like, wait, what computer game? I actually can't recall. I actually cannot recall what computer game we're talking about. I think for the state, because they want me to put like a state, I think I'm just gonna do California, F it. I don't really care. I'm gonna put I'm a student. I just kind of want to see. Okay, so I'm not a student, never mind. I'm gonna just do IT specialist was once my employment, full-time. I'm just gonna put IT, okay, whatever. Oh wait, I put a bank, whatever. F it, I work at the bank. I just click something random. I just want to see some IT stuff. I don't really remember the game though. What game was I playing? I mean, maybe it didn't help because I don't really recall. Oh, this is pretty sick. Okay, so now I'm getting a lot more opportunities here, seeing a lot more jobs. It's kind of crazy. You just click apply, you kind of go straight into it. Of course, I'm not going to be applying to these anytime soon. It's kind of cool to kind of see a little bit of what it would look like because I don't really have a LinkedIn. So here is tier 1 IT help. Actually, I feel like we always look at the ones from freaking Texas. So let's just look at something else. Damn, there's about hella. Oh, wait, I think they're showing me anything, maybe. Let's look up information technology specialist. And we're going to go entry level, even internship. We just want to kind of see. Oh, that immediately dropped that down to 1,000. I think I said. We'll probably leave it here. So this one's in Los Angeles. Of course, they're going to show California because I put California as where I live. But let's go and look at remote. So that immediately drops it to 90. That's not too bad. That is not too bad. So Instacart, actually, let me take this earphone out of my ear now that I'm realizing something because I don't really need any of this. Oh wait, my fault. I kind of have this on the screen still. You said you build computers. Not yet. I do plan on doing it, and I think it's going to be so fun when I get in there and I start to do it. But I feel very confident that I could build one, but I don't want to just kind of jump into it without really practicing. So starting in January or maybe February, I do want to get a like desktop, and my goal is going to be to open it up, put it back together, probably buy a broken one at first and kind of see if I can like learn that way. So I think that'd be super fun. So this is Instacart. It is remote, and it says people technology specialist. I don't really like the way they named this. I don't really like the way they named half of these things, but maybe this could be a good position. Who knows? So it says we're transforming the grocery industry to a tech industry. No, I'm just kidding. That would be crazy if they said that. So we got support in the development and maintenance of integration solutions. This doesn't look like IT. Troubleshooting. Yeah, no. We're gonna go here. This is California Department of Justice. So what? This is for the police station. I understand. No, I'm just kidding. So let's go and see. They have a good amount of jobs here. They're showing information technology specialist 1 classification. They're showing this. Like, is that what I'm making yearly? This is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's Monday through Friday. And then range A, this range shall apply to people or persons who do not meet the criteria. Oh, okay. I don't care. So let's go to the next one. You know what? These ones aren't really good. Oh, here we go. We actually got a junior IT support specialist. 6 hours ago, y'all. 59 people clicked. People aren't playing when it comes to their job applications. I'll tell you that much. You said oh wait, I already read that. And so this is in VA. I believe we could have already read this. Who knows? But install and configure. Yeah, I think we did read this one. Unless just every job really. This is probably how they would write it. But evaluate and resolve customer IS problems. I don't know what the hell IS is, unless they mean IT. Or maybe information support problems is what that means. I don't know what the hell IS is. Or customer is, it's not is. Affect required hardware upgrades and repairs to maintain mission capability, install and configure wireless hubs, routers, switches, and various transmissions, media server hardware and software, install, optimize, troubleshoot networks and stuff like that. So I'm liking what I'm seeing here. U.S. citizen with an active DoD secret clearance. Microsoft Associate certification is required. I like this. I like this a lot, and it's $30 to $33 an hour from the job description. Hey, that's something. What do we got here? This one is a junior technical operations engineer. That one's a little bit more different. I feel like. You know what? We can probably keep remote, but maybe let's scratch entry level. We want to see everything that pops up here. That is remote. Well, actually no, because they're probably just gonna show me anything. F it. Let's go and just reset everything. Reset. Oh, I didn't click it. Actually, here we go. We're gonna reset, and then we're gonna call this maybe, let's do IT support specialist. Maybe that would be better if I just search that. Here we go. Now this is better. This is remote. I like what I'm seeing. This is from a week ago. Over 100 people. Oh wait, Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, hold on. This isn't even saying that 100 people, applied, but it does. I thought it meant 100 people just clicked on it. That would have been crazy. So we got provide first line support to end users. A, respond to support requests promptly. I like that. Troubleshoot and resolve technical issues. I'm not sure if I have I think I have told y'all this a little bit earlier in the stream, but tell me why I was looking at a specific internal transfer position for an entry level position, something that maybe plenty of people could qualify for 88K a year. I was like, damn. Like that kind of made me feel like, hey yo, like I actually know a good amount of, like, this is actually a real good skill to learn. But some people, they don't believe that. I'm like, I don't know what they're thinking. It's a really good skill to learn. We got unpaid leave. Not sure exactly how much this was. They're not offering the pay, so they could be playing with me. This one's hybrid. I like how they finally put it down. Oh, here we go. This one's remote. It's IT help desk specialist for Top Dog Law. I'm sorry. That isn't, like, what is Top Dog Log? I mean law. I don't even know. Hold on. What company are we, man? What company are we? Are we real? Oh, we are. Oh. Wait, what are we doing? Are you my lawyer? Oh, he is a lawyer. He's an attorney. Listen. Sorry about that, Top Dog Law. Let's continue to look this through. Oh, it's a law firm. Yes. Okay. Wow. Wow. I failed. Y'all. So serve as the first point of contact for IT support requests, diagnose and resolve hardware, software, and network issues for Windows and Mac environments. I haven't learned too much about Mac environments, but I guess we'll get into that quite soon. Support core applications. By the way, I don't really like to say this no more, but we're actually about to hit, I think, 1,900 subscribers. So definitely make sure you guys end up hitting that subscribe button, man. We're super close. That would be super cool if we can end up hitting that today or tomorrow. So we got user support training. I like the fact that they put this in different sections here. It's about 65 to 75K a year. That's not bad for an IT support position at all. Pretty damn dope. Provide onboarding technical support for new hires, assist employees and attorneys with day-to-day IT questions, and deliver basic technical needs. That actually, it really doesn't seem like a bad position. I'm wondering what the hours are. So we got set up, configure, and maintain laptops, assist in maintaining the inventory, monitor, and update tickets to ensure timely resolution. We got assist in enforcing IT security policies, maintain confidentiality when accessing sensitive legal, HR, or client information, and support compliance efforts across multi-state environments. We have some process and documentation that I kind of wanted to learn a little bit on what that actually looks like, because since I plan on getting some freelance work in there, I really need to know how would I kind of practice in the documentation side of things, which would be just to maintain accurate documentation of troubleshooting steps. So I like that, and resolutions. Recommend workflow improvements, system enhancements, and standard operating procedures, and contribute to creating knowledge-based articles. That's pretty cool as well. We got a bachelor's degree in IT, which I would love to go and get at some point, or computer science or any type of related field. We got high attention to detail and urgency, excellent customer service. Oh, damn, I highlighted everything else. Customer service and stuff like that. That actually seems pretty damn cool. Thriving this innovation, 120. Oh, this is what you get paid time of the year, but so you get 120 in 1 year, which I think that's about 4 weeks almost. And then you get this might be 4 weeks. This might be 3 weeks. I could be wrong. Close to it. And then we got 200 hours annually starting your 5th anniversary. So I like that, man, because it makes you kind of feel like they plan to keep you for a long time. It says 201 to 500 employees. Scary, but okay, let's go look at this one. This one's in New York, but it's also a remote position. Doesn't seem bad. 23 to 27 an hour, not bad at all, but they don't really tell you exactly what time all of this would be. Like, how can I see? Am I like, what are the hours? You know what I mean? Would this fit with me? Manage and prioritize service desktop tickets. I actually really like everything that I'm currently seeing so far, though. Probably gotta keep looking through these because shoot, Some of these might be some actual positions. Not a lot of them say the hours though. It's probably because they're assuming if it's remote, maybe they're probably thinking like, if it's a remote position, you should kind of be open to and free whenever you need it to be, or whenever you're needed. That can't be the case for me, so I guess we'll have to end up finding that out a little bit later. But y'all, I am going to currently be coming to an end of this stream, so if y'all have any questions, definitely go and ask away. I just can't wait to be finally learning everything that I'm learning, just being able to see that position for an entry level job in my actual company, but internally transferred in a different state. Offer that amount of pay for something so simple or something that I just didn't think would have even been offered that. It really makes me feel like the skills that I'm learning is actually going to be worth it. And I feel like God honestly showed me that for a reason. Because sometimes you can kind of get down on yourself and kind of believe what other people are saying when they kind of say, like, oh, they kind of like, I feel like a lot of people in tech, they tend to crap on IT. But in my head, it's like, even if anything, like if you think you can get paid more in any other type of position compared to IT, at the end of the day, in IT, whenever you especially specializing in something, like you're gonna find something, that you could still get paid pretty decent at the end of the day, or even get paid even the same. There's certain positions in IT or specializations where you could pull a 6-figure, 8-figure, 10-figure job, but some people just don't believe it because they've never seen it before. And it's crazy because a lot of people qualify for it with their skills, but for some reason, man, they just never really go and shoot for those type of specializations. It's just kind of the same thing of like when you are a nurse. Like, yes, you're a nurse, you make good money, but once you're a nurse and you hit that 40 to maybe 50 an hour, it takes a long time to kind of climb up. Once you get to 50, they kind of shorten your climb up from there. But that's why a lot of nurses tend to specialize in something else. And when you do that, obviously you're bringing in more pay, but in a way is you're still under that title of a nurse. You just specialized in something, and then now you have a new title. So it kind of comes down to the same with IT support, but I think some people don't really see it like that. So they don't really relate a network engineer or a cloud engineer or an AI automation person to IT support. So when they hear IT, they're immediately just thinking of the person who's probably fixing people's problems, answering the calls, doing help desk work. But you really got to think broader, do your research, do deep dive into it, and you can see that there's an actual career there. And so much people actually know it, and they choose to pursue other things that might not work for them when they could get into this, specialize in it, and actually get paid pretty good. So don't underestimate IT, man. I'm telling y'all, just do your research, look at the specializations, see what you can get paid, what type of skills you may have that you can end up getting into it. I definitely think it's low key the wave. And yeah, that's just something I wanted to mention. So I will be catching you on the next one. Hopefully y'all ended up hitting that subscribe button. If not, that's all right. I know that I got some people in here from previous days as well, so that's pretty cool. I will be catching you on the next one, and make sure y'all end up tuning in at 8 p.m. EST, where I'm going to be uploading a video on whether or not I believe AI is going to be able to take over tech or come into tech. So definitely stay tuned. And if you really want to see some hands-on content, it will never be on live streams. It will always be on my YouTube videos. I have been slacking on it though, simply because I've gotten sick and then it's the holidays. So definitely starting 2026, I will be way more consistent and have a bunch of hands-on content, as in solving help desk tickets, using Task Manager, creating virtual machines, installing operating systems, uninstalling operating systems, updating, different stuff like that. So definitely just stay tuned. Catch you in the next one. Deuces.